Dear Starseed from Gaia, there is a date circled in his calendar, and he doesn't even know why, but your souls already recognize its meaning. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and the reunion guides are speaking through me with a message your heart was ready to receive today. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your divine counterpart and what this mysterious state may be awakening in your twin flame journey. But here's the first revelation. This state is not about forcing contact or waiting in anxiety. It marks an inner turning point within him, a moment when the connection begins rising into his conscious awareness. You didn't find this video by chance. Your heart called this message in. This isn't just a message. It's a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance. Like this transmission to affirm to the universe, my heart is ready for divine love. Comment. A level of venant if you feel your heart awakening to divine truth. Your heart knows why you're here. What you just felt, that quiet ache mixed with recognition, is not sadness. It is your frequency remembering what it came here to receive. If this transmission stirred something you cannot name, the Divine Love frequency code was written for this exact moment in your journey. It contains 5 sacred Arcturian transmissions designed to dissolve the wounds blocking your divine counterpart and activate the signal that draws them closer. The link is in the first pinned comment, but it will only remain there for a short time. And now, allow yourself to notice what happens inside you when you imagine that unseen moment approaching. Perhaps your heart becomes still. Perhaps a familiar face comes to mind. Perhaps you feel both hope and resistance rising together, because some part of you has been waiting for a sign, while another part of you has been preparing not to believe in anything again. Do not judge either response. Hope is not weakness, and caution is not failure. They are simply 2 voices within you, one remembering possibility and the other remembering what it cost to trust before. Breathe into both. Let them exist without forcing an answer. The heart often heals when it is no longer required to choose between staying open and staying safe. With patience, you learn that true safety does not demand that you close your heart, and true openness does not require you to abandon your wisdom. This is where the deeper truth begins. The soul does not always announce transformation through dramatic visions or unmistakable answers. Sometimes it moves through an ordinary day, a name appearing unexpectedly, a dream that lingers after waking, or a sudden pull toward a place you have never considered before. Sometimes it moves through another person who begins to feel a restlessness they cannot explain. They may call it curiosity. They may call it coincidence. They may tell themselves they are simply remembering an appointment, checking a date, or following an impulse that came from nowhere. A small inner movement can be like the first breath of wind before dawn. Nothing appears to have changed, yet the atmosphere is different. Something has shifted beneath the surface. A thought returns more often. A memory loses its sharpness. A closed door no longer feels like the only door. These subtle moments are not always instructions to act immediately. Sometimes they are invitations to become attentive, to listen more deeply, and to notice where life is quietly opening. But the heart recognizes movement before the mind has language for it. The mind wants evidence, sequence, and certainty. The heart often knows through resonance first. It feels the warmth before it sees the flame. It senses the tide before the shore reveals that the water has moved. There are connections that begin long before 2 people consciously choose one another, not because you are powerless, and not because every longing is proof of a destined relationship, but because certain encounters become possible when both people have crossed an invisible threshold within themselves. The outer event may look sudden. The inner preparation has often been unfolding for years. Perhaps one person has been learning to speak honestly after a lifetime of silence. Perhaps the other has been learning that closeness does not mean losing freedom. Perhaps both have been walking through separate valleys, gathering the wisdom they could not have received in comfort. When they finally meet, the meeting may seem miraculous, but the miracle includes every lonely night, every boundary, every ending, and every moment when they chose not to return to what had already broken them. This is why so many souls struggle with divine love. They are looking for the person, while the deeper work is taking place within the pattern they carry. They are watching the doorway, wondering when someone will arrive. without realizing that the doorway is also asking them to release the version of themselves who kept choosing what felt familiar instead of what felt nourishing. The doorway may be beautiful, but it is also honest. It asks what you are willing to leave behind. It asks whether you still need love to be difficult before you will believe it is real. It asks whether you can recognize a blessing that does not arrive wrapped in confusion. As Scripture reminds us, "Behold, I make all things new." Newness requires space. You cannot fill both hands with yesterday and expect to receive tomorrow. Many people have learned to confuse intensity with intimacy. They have mistaken emotional distance for mystery, inconsistency for freedom, and anxiety for a powerful connection. When love has been associated with waiting, proving, chasing, or enduring uncertainty, the nervous system can begin to recognize pain as passion. Then, when a healthier frequency approaches, it may feel unfamiliar. Peace can seem empty. Stability can seem less exciting. A person who honors your heart may not trigger the same urgency as someone who keeps you guessing. This is one of the hidden blocks to sacred partnership. The heart wants divine love, but the emotional body is still loyal to an old definition of love. The old definition may have been written in childhood, during abandonment, betrayal, or years of having to earn attention. It may whisper that love must be pursued, that affection must be negotiated, or that being needed is the same as being cherished. But the kingdom of love is not built on perpetual alarm. A relationship that is aligned with your highest good will not require you to live like a watchman outside a locked gate. It will have room for rest. It will allow your body to soften. Over time, it will teach you that the absence of fear is not the absence of chemistry. Sometimes peace is the deepest form of recognition. There may also be a wound of unworthiness beneath the waiting, a quiet belief that says, "When I become more beautiful, more successful, more healed, more impressive, then I will be chosen." That belief turns love into a reward and keeps you performing at the threshold of your own life. But divine love is not drawn to the mask you perfect. It responds to the truth you are finally willing to inhabit. You were not created to audition for tenderness. You do not need to become an impossible ideal before you can be held. Healing does not mean becoming untouched by grief or uncertainty. It means learning to meet those places with compassion rather than shame. The parts of you that trembled, waited, or reached for unavailable love were not unworthy. They were trying to guide you toward belonging with the tools they had. Another block is the conflict between human desire and soul alignment. You may want a specific person, a specific timeline, or a specific form of reunion, while your deeper self is asking for something more complete, a relationship that does not require self-abandonment, a bond that can hold both tenderness and truth, a love that does not ask you to shrink in order to be kept. This does not mean your desires are wrong. It means they are being refined. The heart is not being denied. It is being taught to distinguish longing from alignment. A prayer can begin as, "Let this person choose me," and mature into, "Let what is true, mutual, and life-giving be revealed." That is not giving up. That is allowing love to become larger than the fear of losing one particular outcome. And sometimes, what is being prepared is not simply the meeting of two people. It is the meeting of two healed capacities. One person may be learning how to receive without suspicion. The other may be learning how to approach without fear. One may be dissolving the habit of overgiving. The other may be releasing the habit of disappearing. The sacred union template is not built from fantasy. It is built from two people becoming honest enough to meet without the armor that once protected them. The first opening is the restoration of worthiness. Before you can recognize a love that honors your soul, you must stop negotiating against your own value. This does not require you to repeat perfect affirmations or pretend that old wounds do not exist. It asks you to notice the moments when you make someone else's uncertainty mean something about your lovability. When a message goes unanswered, do you immediately assume you have done something wrong? When someone withdraws, do you become determined to win them back? When someone offers only fragments, do you convince yourself that fragments are all you deserve, because at least they are something? The worthiness key turns when you stop using another person's capacity as a measurement of your value. Their fear is not proof that you are too much. Their unavailability is not proof that you are difficult to love. Their confusion does not make you less sacred. As this key opens, you begin to choose from self-respect rather than fear. You no longer need to be selected by someone who is committed to misunderstanding you. You become available for the kind of love that can meet you in the open, not only in hidden spaces and uncertain moments. That change is not a performance designed to attract someone. It is a return to the frequency of your own dignity. The second opening is emotional truth. Sacred love cannot grow where the heart is constantly translating itself into something more acceptable. You may have learned to say, "It's fine," when you are hurt. You may have hidden your needs because you feared being called demanding. You may have acted detached, while secretly hoping someone would notice how deeply you cared. But the love you are preparing for cannot be built on silent tests. It cannot thrive through indirect signals, emotional games, or the expectation that another person should read what you refuse to express. Emotional truth does not mean releasing every feeling without discernment. It means becoming honest with yourself first. Ask yourself what you actually need. Ask what you are no longer willing to tolerate. Ask whether your desire for a particular person is rooted in mutual recognition, or in the hope that their choosing you will finally heal an old rejection. When you can answer these questions without condemning yourself, your heart becomes clearer. Clarity changes the signal you send. You stop calling confusion a spiritual mystery. You stop interpreting inconsistency as a sacred test. You stop abandoning your own knowing because someone else has not yet made a decision. The third opening is the release of karmic repetition. There are relationships that arrive to teach you how to leave what diminishes you. There are connections that awaken your deepest feelings but are not designed to become your permanent home. Their purpose may be to expose the places where you betray yourself, where you overfunction, where you mistake potential for presence. Releasing an old contract does not require hatred. It does not require you to declare that the past meant nothing. You can honor what a connection revealed while accepting that its lesson has ended. You can love someone in your memory without continuing to organize your life around their absence. This is where many souls become divided. One part says, "I know this bond changed me," while another says, "Because it changed me, I must keep waiting for it to become what I hoped." But transformation is not always evidence of permanence. Sometimes the transformation is the gift, and the relationship was the doorway. Place your hand over your heart and imagine every promise you made from fear returning to you. The promise to wait forever. The promise to accept less. The promise to remain emotionally available to someone who has never made space for you. Let those promises dissolve. You are not betraying love by choosing peace. You are ending the agreement that required you to suffer in order to prove that your love was real. The fourth opening is surrender to timing without surrendering your discernment. Divine timing is not an excuse to remain passive, and it is not a reason to ignore reality. It does not ask you to wait indefinitely for someone who refuses to meet you. It asks you to release the frantic attempt to control the exact shape and hour of what is unfolding. There is a difference between forcing an outcome and preparing for a possibility. You can continue living fully while love finds its way toward you. You can make plans, grow, travel, create, laugh, and open your life without treating your future relationship as the only event that will make your existence meaningful. When the heart stops gripping the calendar, it becomes more sensitive to the moments that are actually aligned. You notice the invitation you would have ignored. You answer the message you would have dismissed. You walk into the room you nearly avoided. You become present enough to recognize the path as it reveals itself, instead of demanding that it arrive in the form you imagined. The fifth opening is magnetic embodiment. You do not attract healthy love by becoming flawless. You become magnetic by becoming congruent. Your words, choices, boundaries, and inner beliefs begin to speak the same language. If you say you want devotion but continue pursuing people who offer uncertainty, the heart receives mixed signals. If you say you are ready for partnership but remain emotionally married to someone unavailable, part of your energy is still facing backward. If you say you desire tenderness but treat your own body, time, and feelings with harshness, the nervous system does not yet recognize tenderness as home. Embodiment begins in small decisions. Rest when you are tired instead of proving your worth through exhaustion. Tell the truth before resentment builds. Decline what violates your peace. Receive compliments without explaining them away. Let yourself be seen in an honest moment without rushing to become more convenient. These actions may appear ordinary, but they are powerful recalibrations. They teach your emotional body that love does not have to be earned through self-erasure. They create an inner environment where a healthy connection can be recognized, welcomed, and sustained. As your inner life becomes a sanctuary, you stop inviting others to occupy it with muddy feet. The sixth opening is the wisdom of distance. If there has been separation, do not use it automatically as proof of failure or proof of destiny. Distance can reveal what closeness concealed. It can show you whether you are relating to a person or to an imagined future. It can expose the difference between genuine love and the compulsion to be chosen. If another person is meant to return to your life in a healthier form, your work is not to chase them into readiness. Your work is to become so honest with yourself that you can meet their return without abandoning your standards. And if they do not return, the healing is not wasted. Nothing you learn about your heart is wasted. The wisdom remains, and it becomes part of the love you are capable of giving and receiving next. The seventh opening is readiness for mutual recognition. This is the moment when you stop asking only, "When will they find me?" and begin asking, "Will I recognize love when it arrives without chaos?" A person may enter your life with no dramatic sign, no overwhelming pursuit, no immediate answer to every question. They may simply be consistent. They may listen. They may respect your no. They may make room for your complexity. They may not activate the old wound that made you feel addicted to uncertainty. At first, this can feel almost too quiet. But do not confuse quiet with absence. Sometimes quiet is the sound of the heart no longer defending itself. Sometimes the greatest sign is not a rush of fear, but the ability to remain yourself while someone comes closer. This is the final lock, the willingness to receive what does not resemble the pain you have known. And here is what your deeper self has been trying to tell you. You are not being punished by the delay. You are not forgotten because the outer world has not yet confirmed what your inner world senses. But neither are you required to place your life on hold in order to prove faith in a possibility. The date, the sign, the unexpected pull, the movement you feel around another person may be meaningful. Let it awaken you, but do not let it replace your discernment. Let it invite you into presence, not obsession. Let it remind you that love can be moving in ways you cannot yet see, while you remain responsible for the way you love yourself today. There is a version of you who used to believe that being chosen would finally allow you to feel safe. That version of you deserved compassion. They were not weak for wanting love. They were not foolish for hoping. They were simply trying to receive through a wound that had not yet learned how to hold what it desired. Now something different is becoming possible. You can want love without making it the condition of your wholeness. You can miss someone without turning the missing into a command. You can feel a connection without surrendering your power to its outcome. You can trust that what is truly aligned will not require you to become less conscious, less honest, or less alive. The Arcturian heart wisdom is simple. What belongs to your highest path will meet the version of you who is no longer willing to abandon the heart in order to reach it. The sacred signal is not desperation. It is coherence. It is the quiet alignment between what you say you desire and what you now allow into your life. Tonight, before you sleep, place your hand over your heart. Breathe slowly. Do not ask for a particular person to appear. Ask for the truth to become unmistakable. Say, "I am worthy of love that is clear, mutual, and life-giving. I release the patterns that taught me to chase what cannot hold me. I trust my heart to recognize what is aligned, and I remain open to love without abandoning myself." Let the words move through you without forcing an image. You do not need to make the universe obey a schedule. You do not need to convince another person to awaken. Your task is to become available to the love that can meet you in truth. And if someone is quietly feeling a pull they cannot explain, if they are looking at a date and wondering why it matters, if something in them is preparing to step toward a meeting they have not yet understood, let that movement unfold in its own way. You do not have to reach across the unseen and carry the entire connection. What is mutual will be carried by two hearts. What is real will become clearer through action. What is sacred will not demand that you sacrifice your peace to keep believing. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not standing outside the story of love while everyone else is being invited in. You are in the part of the story where the heart learns the difference between waiting and becoming, between fantasy and recognition, between longing for someone and being ready to meet them as a whole person. The door is not opened by fear. It is opened by truth. And the more faithfully you return to yourself, the less you will need to chase signs. You will become the sign. Your peace will become the confirmation. Your boundaries will become the confirmation. Your boundaries will become the protection around the love you are ready to receive. Your presence will become the place where sacred union can begin. Not because you forced a date, a person, or an outcome, but because you finally stop standing outside your own heart. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real from your heart journey. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or love. This isn't content, it's collective healing. Love multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is waiting for this exact activation. Share it, and if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow of divine love guidance. You're not just watching, you're healing. This is your sacred space, and we're just getting started.